Okay, County.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hi, good morning, sir. We have a file for Miss Ali. Question, if you know, have the MIDC attorneys had an opportunity to interview her?
Yes, Your Honor. Attorney Andrea Roberts spoke with her this morning.
Okay, thank you. Hi, good morning. Question, we have a file for Diamond Ali. Are you guys ready to go on that one?
We are.
Okay, great. We're going to go on the record. Okay, thank you. We're on the record calling case number 210-5719003, People State of Michigan versus defendant number 3, Diamond Ali. Counsel.
Good morning, Justice Shire. On behalf of Defendant Diamond Ali, with formal reading and return constitutional rights and sentencing.
Quote with the formal reading and turn not guilty plea on your client's behalf. There will be a Zoom probable cause conference date June 7, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court, followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date to be determined at the 36th District Court, and it will be in front of Judge Archer and S. Bond.
Your Honor, 36 years old, lifelong resident of Michigan. Your Honor, she has 5 kids that are living with her. 1 is disabled. This incident is allegedly from September 2020, Your Honor. There's some age to it. She is employed as a medical assistant. She's a high school graduate. She's on probation or parole.
Okay, thank you. And County, if you know, are there any holds?
Your Honor, ma'am, Miss Ali still has a court date pending out of Dearborn. May 21st is her court date for a PCC. She did receive a $5,000 personal bond with GPS tether.
Okay, thank you. All right, counsel, court takes into account your representations, including your client's very significant family and residential ties to the community, as well as gainful employment. And also, while she does have another matter outstanding, she has a personal bond on that other matter. Further, court takes into account the pandemic facing the nation and that this is a matter from not quite a year ago. Given those elements, court will set bond in the amount of $5,000 personal bond. And because of the nature of the charges, while this case is pending, your clients have no contact with complaining witness Clarissa Ali and Charles Roselle. No contact means no written or verbal communication with these individuals, no messages to them through third parties, no contact or else extends to their places of residence and places of employment, and no social media contacts directly or indirectly. Is there anything further?
Nothing further.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hey, thank you,
Captain.
You're the same. Take care, sir. Okay, and then also for Douglas Gardner, are we ready on that one?
We are.
Okay, great. We're going to call the county. We're going to get that one done first. Call the DDC, and we'll get that one done first.
to. Yeah, he ain't coming back until I know.
Hi, DDC.
Mr. Sherman, how are you?
Doing well, sir. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Congratulations on your new appointment, superstar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you kindly. Appreciate you. But I still got my current day job, so I still gotta behave myself. So, in the meantime, we have MIDC council is ready, and also an APA here for Douglas Gardner. I know it was getting time sensitive, so we can get him up front. We can get that one done first.
Copy that.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, white and black line. Say your full name.
How you doing? This is Douglas Gardner speaking.
Okay, we're on the record. Calling case number 210-57839, People State of Michigan versus Douglas Gardner. Counsel, your appearance, please. On behalf of Mr. Gardner.
On behalf of Mr. Gardner, who is former reading understands his constitutional rights and stands to you.
On behalf of the people, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. May it please this most honorable court, Danielle Seamus, on behalf of the people, P75908.
Okay, thank you. Counsel Court will waive the formal reading, enter a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. There's going to be a Zoom probable cause conference day, May 17, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 30th District Court, followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date, May 24, 2021 at 9 o'clock at 30th District Court in front of Judge Jones and as to bond counsel.
Your Honor, am I going first or the?
Yes, Madam, Ms. Shive, if you can go first on behalf of Mr. Gardner.
Your Honor, Mr. Gardner is 35 years old. Was a lifelong resident of Detroit, left for a few years and is back now from Louisiana. He has no priors to my knowledge, Your Honor. He's a high school grad, he's not on probation or parole. He was supposed to start a job at the plant on 14 Mile on road. He lives alone, Your Honor. He has 3 kids, but he does live alone. These are allegations, Your Honor. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a reasonable bond here, Your Honor, and a GPS under a house arrest, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And on behalf of the people, argument, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this point in time, the primary charge is criminal sexual conduct in the first degree. And for that, the court rule does allow for a remand to take place. And I would argue that a remand is appropriate, given the fact that the complaining witness in this case is a 15-year-old girl, Your Honor. The allegations not only include the criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, but also are of a nature involving prostitution of that 15-year-old. And Your Honor, I do believe that there's the possibility for Mr. Gardner to be a flight risk. And the reason for that being that while he was a former resident of the city of Detroit, he was gone in Louisiana for about 6 or 7 years and has most recently been back about the last 3 months. To my knowledge, he does not have a stable residence, has been bouncing around from hotel to hotel in hopes of potentially becoming a resident. However, the transient nature of his residence and stay here in the last 3 months do give me concerns for his flight risk, Your Honor, and I don't believe that a tether would be appropriate as there's no consistent location for which to tether him. Your Honor, these are very serious allegations and they do involve, as I said, the sexual abuse of a minor. So I would ask that the court institute a remand at this point in time. I do believe it's appropriate.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Scheib, again, just one other opportunity to address any additional bond issues, and then we'll proceed.
And Your Honor, I do understand the court's concern for community safety. However, they are allegations, Your Honor, and if Mr. Gardner would be allowed to be released for on house arrest, Your Honor, that does live alone. And I want to take care of these matters, Your Honor. Just got a job, don't have any case abuse history. I don't believe he's at flight risk. He doesn't have priors in 35 years. So again, I am respectfully asking the court to consider a house arrest and not a remand, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And DDC, is the bond, are there any holds?
Hey, how you doing, ma'am? I have.
Mr. Gardner?
No, sir.
Mr. Gardner, this is your
Yes.
attorney speaking. Everything
Okay.
right now is being recorded, it's live, it's on YouTube, and you have the, prosecutor on it as well. Anything you say will be used against you. For your own protection, please do not say anything. Please exercise your right to remain silent, and that is only to protect you.
DDC is the bond. Are there any holds?
Traffic for Detroit, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Council's court appreciates your representation on behalf of the people, on behalf of Mr. Gardner. Court also takes into account all factors, including the nature of the charges and the seriousness of the allegations, as well as other factors under the Michigan court rules, which includes ties to the community, potential danger or harm to the community, flight risk, as well as stable ties to the community. And based on what has been presented, again, of particular concern are the charges, and these are allegations at this time. However, given what is before the court today, at this time, court will set bond in the amount of $2 million cash surety, no 10%, no early or administrative release. Also, while this case is pending, absolutely no contact with complaining witness Anna Price. No contact means no written or verbal communication with this person, no messages to her through third parties, and no contact order also extends to their place of residence and place of employment, and no social media contacts directly or indirectly. On behalf of the people, is there anything further?
No, Your Honor, nothing further. Thank you.
On behalf of Mr. Gardner, anything further, ma'am?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we're concluded. You're all set, so you can step away from the camera. Okay, DDC, I think we have an attorney who just came into the room. I don't know if they're checking in on a case. Let's hang on one. Otherwise, we can go straight down the list, but hang on one second. Do we have an attorney, Michael Norman or Michael Norman? Are you in the room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, are you checking in on a case?
Yes, I'm here on Larry Phillips.
Stand by, in case it's on the list.
Yeah.
You said Billups, like Billups?
Philip, P as in Paul, H-I, yeah.
Okay, counsel, we don't have that name on the list, but that's not to say that it won't come in the second half of the day. Take down this number and check back in the criminal division, see if there's an update. Let me know when you're ready.
I am.
Sorry?
I'm ready, Your Honor.
Okay, it's 313
Yes.
965
Yes.
4339.
Okay.
Okay, so call that number and that'll get you to the criminal division. You can ask about your person and see if there's going to be any update, or if it's en route, or if it's going to come later in the day, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Hi, who do we have on the camera, sir? DDC, your name, sir? Could you give your name one more time, sir?
What'd you say? Say your name one more time.
What is your name again, sir? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, calling case number 210445669. Check that, 2104459, for the state of Michigan versus Walter Delana Cannon III. Counsel, your appearance, please.
Judge Shrive, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Cannon, who is from a reading, understands the constitutional rights and
Well, with formal reading into your not guilty plea on your client's behalf, there's a Zoom podcast, in fact, that Zoom pretrial date set for June 7, 2021 at 8:30 in the 36th District Court in front of Judge Bryant Esteban.
Terry, 43 years old, lifelong resident of Detroit, no prior to my knowledge, is unemployed and receives Social Security, not on probation or parole. Your Honor, does suffer from asthma. This is a misdemeanor. I respectfully ask the court to consider a personal bond. He is a lifelong resident of Detroit.
Thank you. DDC's bond, any holds?
Traffic for Detroit, man.
Okay, thank you. Counsel, court takes account representations, including class significant ties to the community. Further, this is a non-assaultive misdemeanor matter. And also pandemic facing the nation at this time, court set bond in the amount of $1,000 personal bond. Is there anything further?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You're all set, so you can step away from the camera.
Ma'am, can I get that court date again? Because I kind of.
Yes, sir, no worries. Yes, sir. June 7, 2021, in front of Judge Bryant.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Oh, right there. Who got next time?
Hopkins.
I got Leroy Hopkins.
Same name.
Hi, your name, sir?
Leroy Hopkins.
Thank you. Calling. Case number 1906123, People Center, Michigan versus Leroy O'Neal Hopkins, counsel.
Just to shout on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Hopkins, who is from reading, understands his constitutional rights and standing.
Call with a formal reading into a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Counsel, before we get to setting dates and bond, review of the file shows that it appears that Judge Jones set a capious bond on this case because he missed the probable cause conference and set it for $5,000 cash for surety. Has your office been able to contact Judge Jones's courtroom?
Your Honor, we're still waiting for an answer. I'll have one in hopefully just a few minutes if the court wants to pass this.
Okay, we'll pass on this. DGC, if you would, please, can we pass on this? Briefly, we're going to see if we can get an update on bond and then the subsequent dates.
And then, Your Honor, can I ask EDC to put a couple defendants that have not been interviewed yet on camera?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead. DDC, if you would, counsel wants to try to, she's going to call some names for you. Just stand by.
Henderson, Burke, Moore, and that's.
Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay,
They have not been interviewed.
that's fine, thank you.
Go ahead. They never talked to him. Go ahead. You won't, you're adamant about it. Go ahead. Ma'am, Mr. Hopkins got something to say.
I just wanted to let you know that I couldn't come to court because I was in the accident from my injuries. So that's why I had missed the court date because I was still.
Okay, well, stand by. Okay, stand by, sir, and we appreciate that, but there'll be an opportunity for the attorneys to speak to you about that as well, so just stand by.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Ryan. You got it. Four. I got four.
Jesse Walton. Walton. Jesse Walton. I mean, this is, you guys are kidding me. These guys don't want to go to court. I have a Jesse Walton. About Lloyd Williams. Stand on the line, say your name.
Lloyd Williams, good morning.
Said Lloyd Williams, is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay, calling case number 2104462, People Center, Michigan versus Lloyd Williams, counsel.
We have the defendant, Mr. Williams, who is from reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands to you.
Full with from a reading into a not guilty plea on your client's behalf is a Zoom free trial date, June 7, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to Thursday District Court in front of Judge Garrett, and as to bond.
Your Honor, my client is 28 years old, lifelong resident of Michigan. He is unemployed at this moment, Your Honor. He is a high school grad. It does get seizures and is on seizure medication. He lives with his grandmother. He's got a 6-year-old daughter. He does not live with the complainant, understands. The no contest order, this allegedly is from January of this year. It does have some age to it. I'm respectful asking the court to consider a personal bond.
Thank you. Did you see it's a bond or any holds?
Yes, ma'am. 30th District, 32A, 32B, and 40th.
Okay, thank you. Council court takes in account representations, including your client's ties to the community, including family and residential ties. Also, court does appreciate you proactively addressing will be a no, which proactively addressing what will be a no contact order while this case is pending. Also, court is taking into account your client's pre-existing medical conditions and the pandemic facing the nation, as well as the nature of the charges on the case. Under Michigan court rules, based on those criteria, court will set bond on this case, the amount of $3,000 personal bond. While this case is pending, absolutely no contact with complaining witness Husani Amir Johnson. No contact means no written or verbal communication with this person, no messages to them through third parties. No contact or else extends to their place of residence and place of employment, and no social media contacts directly, indirectly. Is there anything further? Okay, you're all set. You can step away from the camera, sir.
Your Honor, I just wanted to know my court date.
We'll give you all that when you leave.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this one. This one, you got a white, black line, first and last name, brother. Jesse Walton.
Okay, thank you. Calling. Case number 210-4463, people state of Michigan versus Jesse Walton. Also calling case number 19044-44601, people state of Michigan versus Jesse Walton. And he also has some misdemeanor cases. I'll tell you what, counsel, before we get to the ones with your office, the court's going to do the misdemeanor cases first and get the dates on those. Mr. Walton, you have a number of matters that the court's going to address at this time, first of which are going to be some traffic misdemeanors. And it's two traffic misdemeanors. We're going to get you new court dates. You missed your court dates on these before, so we're going to get you a new court date. And when you do attend the new court dates, it's going to be by Zoom, which is the video teleconferencing technology that we're using today. You're going to receive information on how to dial in for those court dates. Also, you need to keep coming back for all of those dates until your judge tells you that you're done with the court, with these tickets. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am, but I've never had a moving violation in my life.
No. Mr. Walton, I need you to listen. These are not moving violations. These are entering without owner's permission. These are different types of cases, but they're referred to as traffic, okay? But they're misdemeanor tickets. They're tickets.
Okay. The entering with the EWOP ticket.
Mr. Walton, they're not for discussion today. We're simply going to get you new court dates and any information that you're going to provide to the judge at the next court date, but you need to attend all of your court dates. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Calling you ticket 4489018, people say Michigan versus Jesse Walton. So you're charged with this ticket for entering without owner's permission. You missed a court date. It's a personal bond, no dollar amount listed. You ticket 508322819. You are charged with loitering and panhandling. You missed a court date. Bond is zero. Personal bond, no dollar amount listed. These tickets are misdemeanors. The penalty that you could receive is 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. Have you heard the charges that were read, and do you understand the penalty that you could receive on these tickets?
I didn't get the date on that, please. What date was that?
Mr. Walton, we're going to give you your date very shortly. The question is, did you hear the charges that were read, yes or no?
The date of the violation, ma'am. That's all I'm asking.
Mr. Walton, on ticket U448901118, the ticket is May 10, 2018. The second ticket, U ticket 508322819, is April 26, 2018. These tickets are misdemeanors. The penalty that you could receive is 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. Again, do you understand the charges that were read and the penalty that you could receive on these tickets, sir? Yes or no?
Yes.
Court will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. There's a Zoom pretrial date, June 2nd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court. With any criminal matter, you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in a court of law. You also have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one on your own, the court will appoint one for you at public expense. Do you understand your rights, Mr. Walton?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, the warrant is set aside and that bond is continued. Moving on. Council, we're ready. Recalling case number. 190444601, People State of Michigan versus Jesse Walton. Also calling case number 2104463, People State of Michigan versus Jesse Walton. Counsel, your appearance, please.
Jessica Shire, on behalf of defendant Mr. Walton, who is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights, and stands mute.
Okay, call away the formal reading and turn my guilty plea on your client's behalf. Counsel, before we get to setting dates as well as bond, one of these matters is actually an older case that was adjudicated, and let the review of the file shows that on July 7, 2020, your client failed to appear for a review, at which time Judge Lanice Bryant said bond amount of $500, 10%. Have you been able to speak with your client about why he failed to appear back on July 2nd of 2020?
Your Honor, may I approach for a moment, please?
Yes, ma'am. Stand by. Stand in brief recess at sidebar.
July 2nd, 2020, but what the name of that, what is the charges that? July 2nd, 2020, that's a year ago. 10 months ago. No, 10 months ago. July 2nd, 2020. It might have been the time I got my surgery too. I had surgery on my leg.
The thing about it though, the stuff, these points do be cut, so they're right across the street, but there don't be no signal.
Come on. Where's the attorney?
Hey, but across the street,
Okay, thank you. DDC, we hadn't asked Estefan, are there any holds?
One hold on, 41A, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Counsel, and again, court was inquiring with regard to, there was one matter that was adjudicated in front of Judge Bryant. Both of these matters will be in front of Judge Bryant. Back on July 7, 2020, for the case that was adjudicated, your client failed to appear for a review. If there was anything that you wish to place on the record at this time as to your bond argument before we set dates.
Your Honor, Mr. Walton is 51 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Michigan. We have support from his brother, and we have his family contact information. Mr. Walton is not, Your Honor, quite sure why he missed that date. He couldn't remember, so we're being honest with the court. But I know going forward that Mr. Walton is aware of the consequences of missing court, and he is aware of Zoom, and he's aware that he needs to take care of these charges. And Your Honor, we had that conversation. So I'm respectful asking the court to consider it a personal loss.
Okay, thank you. All right, counsel, again, court appreciates your candor with regard to Mr. Walton's failure to appear back in July of 2020. And again, this particular matter was in front of Judge Bryant. And also it is the case that there is a new matter to be adjudicated for arraignment today. With regard to case number 194444601, court will maintain the $500 10% bond. With regard to case number 2104463, your bond argument is the same. Is that correct, or is there anything else that you wish to add?
Same argument, Your Honor.
So noted. Right, court takes into account that under the Michigan court rules, a number of factors, including your client's very significant ties to the community. Clearly, he has family and residential ties to the community. Also, court takes into account that these are all non-assaultive matters, but they do need to be seen in front of Judge Bryant. And court also wants to ensure under the Michigan court rules that your client does return to court. Well, again, the court taking into account that these are all non-assaultive. Given those elements as to the incident case, court will set bond in the amount of $1,000, 10%. Is there anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you're all set, sir.
Oh, Your Honor, I'm not sure if we got dates.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dates will be as follows for both cases. There'll be a pretrial date, May 28, 2021 at 8:30 in the First District Court, again in front of Judge Bryant. Anything further?
I'd like to say something, please.
Well,
Can I say
sir,
something?
stand by here. Sir, stand by. Here's the thing. Your attorney has represented you very well. And further, we want to make absolutely certain that you make it back to court for all of your dates. So at this time, everything is going to remain as is. Counsel,
Yeah, but I didn't talk to her. You told her to talk to me. I never talked to her. I need to talk to her. I mean, I settle on a case in 5 days. If I'm not there, the case gets dismissed. I cannot miss this settlement date.
Okay. All right, stand by. DDC, stand by, sir. DDC, if you would, when you have an opportunity, if you can get the gentleman in front of camera 2, and perhaps if there's anything else that we need to revisit, we can certainly do that, okay? Thank you, sir. Hi, we have a gentleman in a vehicle on an iPhone. Are you checking in on the case, sir?
Yes.
Your name, sir?
My name's Jerome Johnson. I missed court because I just now received the letter and I'm trying to see what's going on.
What is your name again, sir?
Jerome Johnson, Jerome, last name Johnson.
Were you supposed to be checking in today, sir?
No, I end up missing court date. I didn't receive the mail because the mail came late and I was missed. Court.
Do you have a case number, sir?
Not at hand.
Do you have your notice with you, sir?
No. If I had the notice, I had a case number. It'd be on the notice.
Do you know what kind of case it was, sir?
You said what?
Do you know what kind of case you had, sir?
Yes. It's a traffic ticket, which is no insurance and something else. There was no insurance.
What?
Okay, well, sir, the likelihood is high it's not going to be in this courtroom. What is this? What is the correct spelling of your first and last name?
Jerome. Last name Johnson.
We do DNA swabs.
What courtroom do I go to?
Well, we had to find out, sir, because you're actually calling into one of our criminal courtrooms, so we don't have that information immediately in front of us. Stand by.
Okay.
Do you have a middle name or birth date that you can provide?
Yes. Samuel. Samel. Date of birth 04/23/1993.
Okay, stand by. Okay, gentlemen at the DDC, first put your mask on. If you have a mask, please put that on to cover your nose and mouth. That's for your safety while you're there, sir. Your name, sir?
Swan.
Okay, thank you. Stand by, Mr. Johnson. Okay, Mr. Swan, before we get to your case, we do have some traffic misdemeanors that we're going to cover first. These are where you missed your court date, so we're going to get you a new court date. And when you do attend the court date, it will be by Zoom conference, which is the video teleconferencing technology that we're using today. You're going to receive instructions on how to dial in for that court date. And when you do attend these court dates, you need to keep going back for all of your court dates until your judge tells you that you're done with this case, with these tickets. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, calling you ticket 471-94818, People State of Michigan versus Jawan Swan Jr. So you're charged with failing to pay required fare on a streetcar. You missed a court date, personal bond, no dollar amount listed. Ticket 719790. You're charged with no operator's license on person and no insurance. You missed a court date, personal bond, no dollar amount listed. These tickets are misdemeanors. The penalty that you could receive is 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. Do you understand the charges that were read and the penalty that you could receive on these tickets? Sir, do you understand the charges that were read and the penalty that you could receive on the ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, call enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. There's a Zoom pre-trial date, June 1, 2021 at 9 a.m. the 30th District Court of Judge Christopher Blount. With any criminal matter, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You also have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one on your own, the court will appoint one for you at public expense. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
As bond, are there any holds, DDC?
38th District, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Stand by to finish the paperwork. At this time, the warrant is set aside and the bond is continued. It's a personal bond, no dollar amount listed. Also calling case number.
Hello.
Calling case number 1704443, people state of Michigan versus Jawan Swan Council.
Your Honor, sorry, who's this?
Jawan Swan.
Justice Sharp on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Swan, who is promulgating and understands his constitutional rights and stands for.
Pull away the formal reading, enter a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Counsel, before we get to the issue of setting, before we get to setting dates in the bond issue, we are going to briefly address a bond in that review of the file shows that on September 8, 2020, your client failed to appear for a review. This case was adjudicated. He failed to appear for review, at which time Judge Austin Garrett set bond the amount of $500 cash surety, that's right, that or 10%. Is there anything that you wish to address with regard to why your client failed to appear for his review?
Your Honor, my client is 29 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Michigan. He did graduate law. His job, Your Honor, while he lost his job, Your Honor, while trying to handle all of these matters. This incident allegedly is from 2017. And Mr. Swan, this is your attorney speaking. Do you remember why you missed court on September 8, 2020? Or what happened or what was going on during that time?
Can you repeat that?
Do you remember why you missed court on September 8, 2020?
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Your Honor, I think they have a very hard time hearing me from here, but I'll try one more time. Mr. Swan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm not sure what that was, though.
Okay. You had a court date back in September. Do you remember why you missed that court date?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Your Honor, Mr. Swan, I don't remember why you missed that court date. We did have conversations with Mr. Swan. We explained the situation. He also knows what is going to happen if he misses his court date. I don't believe he's going to, Your Honor. I believe that he wants to take care of all of these matters. He's already lost his job, and he wants to put all of this behind him so he can move forward and get back on his feet, Your Honor. Not making excuses to the court. Mr. Swan is not either. I don't know why, Your Honor, that he missed court, but I know that going forward, he's going to make it to his court date. So I would respectfully ask the court to consider a high personal bond. If you're comfortable with that, Your Honor, this is in front of Judge Garrett. The court does have authority to change that bond, but I understand the concern that the court might have about Mr. Swan returning.
All right, so noted. DDC is a bond. Are there any holds if we haven't already addressed it?
38, man.
I'm sorry, sir?
38th District.
Thank you. Counsel, court takes into account representations. The court appreciates that he does have ties to the community. The court also views that this is it's a domestic violence case. It's been adjudicated. However, the court also notes and has a concern about your client, what appears to be failing to return to court. While the court was reviewing and actually looking for the case number and the information to call the case, the court notes that your client also failed to appear back in December 2018 for what probably would have been discharged on the case. That's what it looks like, but he just continues to fail to show up to court. This case, the basis for the charges were back in 2017. It's 4 years ago. So this case could have easily been in your client's review mirror. Particularly if it was a misdemeanor case, he could have been done with this and over with it probably 2.5, 3 years ago had he simply shown up to court when he was supposed to and simply followed through and done what he was supposed to do. So that leaves the court with less latitude or concern to want to exercise that discretion, because at some point your client needs to be in front of Judge Garrett and simply follow through and actually get this case closed and behind him. And if he simply has no recollection or no concept of the gravity of this case and the fact that he needs to see it through and has absolutely no explanation or no recollection of why he didn't come to court, that means it suggests that this case is not particularly important to him. So why should the court give him a personal bond? Only for him to drag this on yet again when the basis for these charges were back in 2017. It was 4 years ago.
And Your Honor, respectfully, he is 29 now. No excuses. He was a bit younger then. Mr. Swan has gone through a lot, including losing his job. So Mr. Swan has indicated that he does not want anything else to go wrong, Your Honor. He wants to take care of all of this, get back on his feet, get his job, and start his life, Your Honor. He does have a 6-month-old, so he needs to do better for his child, Your Honor. So I'm respectfully asking the court to give Mr. Swan a chance.
Mr. Swan, do you understand that you need to keep coming back to court until your judge tells you that you're done with this case?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Swan, here's a question. You're young enough to be tech savvy. Do you have a smartphone or laptop or access to, do you have online access in one way or another, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you have the ability to use a smartphone or a computer or any form of technology, then you've got the capacity to show up to court on this case. Because the likelihood is high that you're going to be doing it by Zoom or however it is that your judge tells you that you need to show up. So if you fail to show up, there's going to be a warrant out. Now, if you want an opportunity to get your life together and get this out of your life, you need to show up to court. It's that simple. Do you understand?
Hey, ma'am.
Counsel, given your representations, court is going to set a review date for June 7. June 7, Mr. Swan, when do you have to be in court for this case?
I will be there.
No. The question is, what date do you have to be here for your case? The court just announced it twice. When do you have to be in court?
June 7th.
One more time.
June 7th.
Let me hear it one more time.
June 7th.
Very good, sir, because here's the thing. If you have a smartphone, most smartphones have a computer, have a calendar option. It means that you can open that up. You need to learn how to use that. You open up that calendar option on your phone. You put it in your phone. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
And you set an alarm. Not only that, but set an alarm so that it'll give yourself a reminder so at least one day before and that morning you receive alarms to go off so it'll just pop up on your phone. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you use social media or any other forms with your phone or computer?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you know how to do that, then you know how to go and you can figure out how to get into your phone and set an alarm and put it on your calendar. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because guess what? If it is the case that you miss a court date and you and I see one another again, then you know and I know that we've had this conversation. So if I see you again, guess what? All bets are off. We're not going to have this conversation. And you don't get another opportunity. You're going to sit in custody until you get in front of your judge. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when is your court date for this case?
June 7th.
Very good. June 7, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to Thursday District Court in front of Judge Austin Garrett. Court is setting bond in the amount of $10,000 personal bond. And while this case is pending, absolutely no contact with the complaining witness, Jessica Scott. No contact means no written or verbal communication with this individual, no messages to her through third parties. The no contact order also extends to her place of residence and place of employment, and no social media contacts directly or indirectly. Is there anything further, counsel? You're all set, sir. You can step away from the camera. Okay, ma'am, for Mr. Johnson, do we have?
If he has anything, he'll be in front of Judge Sabree. Meeting number.
Okay.
But nothing is scheduled for today that I see.
No, he missed.
No.
Mr. Johnson, Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Great, we understand, Mr. Johnson. If you have something to write with or something to jot down, Miss, your case is in front of Judge Sabri,
Okay.
and take down this Zoom number.
Give me
Let me know
3
when you're
seconds.
ready.
I'm ready.
Johnson, okay, it is 360
Okay.
32. Write that. 332
Okay.
0000.
Okay. I'm gonna repeat it back to you. 360-332-000.
That is 0000. 4 zeros at the end.
Okay. And you said Judge who?
Sabri, S-A-B like boy, R-E-E.
Sabree. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, hi, who we have the DDC in front of the camera?
Ryan Maslin.
Okay, Mr. Maslin, calling case number 2006031, People State of Michigan versus Brian Scott Maslin, counsel.
Mr. Shower, on behalf of Senator Maslin, who is from a reading, understands the constitutional rights and stands.
Okay, thank you. Call with formal reading it tonight. Guilty plea on your client's behalf. Now, counsel, court is looking at a review of the file. It appears that your client, Mr. Corte, on December 7, 2020, your client failed to appear for exam in front of Judge King, at which time cases was issued a bond saying about $10,000 cash surety. Now, with regard to the judges on exam, this court does not have the authority to make any changes to bonds when they are set. So is it the case that your office has had an opportunity to reach out to Judge King regarding bond or his court's position on bond?
Yes, Your Honor, and I am just asking for an update on that, so if we can pass this matter.
So noted. DDC, if you would please, if we can pass on this particular case, and then we'll revisit the bond issue and the dates in just a moment, as soon as we have an update.
All right, this way, Ryan. You haven't seen the bullpen right there. I'm gonna call your case later. It's on you, brother. Stuff in that white and black house.
Hi, your name, sir?
Leon Goolsby.
Thank you. Calling case number 150574447, People State of Michigan versus Leon Goolsby. Counsel, your appearance, please.
Just to shout on behalf of citizens from a reading, stands the constitutional rights and stands.
Pull away the formal reading, enter not guilty plea on your client's behalf. There's going to be, well, counsel, the short version is before we set a date, be advised and let the record reflect, a review of the file shows that on December 18, 2019, your client failed to appear for a probable cause conference, at which time the case was issued by Judge Hathaway over in circuit court, and this person and the judge remanded your client to the custody of the Wayne County Jail. Now, again, the court is treating this tantamount to an exam judge setting a bond, and this court does not have specific authority from Judge Hathaway with regard to making any changes to bond or existing bond. So has your office had an opportunity to reach out to him or get an update?
And Your Honor, we're trying to work on that. It's my understanding that my client invited the court because he was at a inpatient Christian home trying to get help, Your Honor. And that is when he went to court this year with one matter, but the court wants to keep things moving forward. We arraign him, and then if there's any changes, I'll ask the court to bring it.
Very good, and then we'll make the change. Here's what we're going to do, counsel, because here's the thing, we also do, because this will, if we were to wait, then this would be easily the third case that we're waiting for, so, but we do need to move these forward. So here's what we're going to do. Call with, and if there's any update, then we can always revisit this. We're here all day. We can always revisit it until the end of business today. Call with the formal reading, enter not guilty plea on your client's behalf. At this time, there's a Zoom probable cause conference date set for May 26, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court. From examination date June 2nd, 2021 at 9 o'clock, the 36th District Court, and should be in front of Judge K. Jones. And again, you're welcome to place your representations on the record as to bond, just so that we can revisit it in the later in the session if need be.
Your Honor, he is 44 years old, lifelong resident of Detroit, no priors to my knowledge, not employed at this moment, not on probation or parole. Lives with, his stepdaughter lives with him, does have a child that passed away, Your Honor. This is not assaultive. I would respectfully ask the court to consider a personal bond, but to understand the court's position. And Your Honor, if we do get an update, I will just respectfully ask the court to bring my client back.
So noted, thank you. And also under the court rules, bond is subject to review at any time. So in the event that your office does have an update, this court would certainly be prepared to address that during the course of the day. All right, at this time, the warrant is set aside and the status of remand is continued. And again, it is subject to review at any time. Is there anything further, counsel?
Nothing further.
Okay, again, let the record reflect May 26th, the PCC date, the preliminary examination date, June 2nd. Anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
You're all set, so you can step away from the camera.
And Your Honor, I did get an answer on Hopkins.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Did you see when you can be ready to recall Leroy Hopkins?
Hopkins.
That's it, my man. Burke.
You can bring Hopkins right now.
A additional request on behalf of Mr. Jesse Walton.
Oh, okay, all right. Yes, well, let's get this one off our plate and then we'll do that. Thank you. Okay, hi, your name again, sir?
Leroy Hopkins.
Okay, thank you. Recalling case number 1906-120301, People Say Michigan versus Leroy Hopkins. We passed on this matter because information presented to the court, a review of the file showed that Mr. Hopkins failed to appear for a probable cause conference, at which time Judge Jones set bond in the amount of $5,000 cash and surety, and we passed on this matter to see if there was an update to be had with regard to the bond or status of bond from Judge Jones's courtroom. Is there anything further?
Yes, Your Honor, we did speak to Judge Jones, and we did get permission to reinstate the original bond, which was a personal bond, Your Honor, I believe.
Okay, let's take a look. Thank you. Okay, a court's review of the file, it looks like when he was originally arraigned on this matter. In fact, this very court did set bond the amount of $10,000 personal bond, so the court is prepared to do that. So with Judge Jones's authorization, this court will set aside the KP's bond that she set. The court will reinstate bond in the amount of $10,000 personal bond. Is there anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, you're all set, so you can step, okay, I'm sorry, and also with regard to the dates, I'm sorry, probable cause conference date, June 7, 2021 at 8:30 at the 36th District Court. With preliminary examination date to be determined. Is there anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, sir. You can step away from the camera. DDC, stand by. We're going to do a brief sidebar with regard to one of our files. Stand by.
Personal bond on the other here. What's that?
You know why?
Why you're gonna get a personal bond?
Not me, but I'm saying.
DDC, if you could please, when you get a chance, we're going to revisit the Walton case, both of the files. So when you can get them back in front of the camera, thank you. We're going to revisit the bond issue. Hi, your name, sir?
Davion Burks.
Sorry, what is your name again, sir?
Davion Burks.
Okay, stand by. Okay, got it. Thank you. Calling. Case number 21057-838, People State of Michigan versus Davion Burks. Counsel.
Mr. Chairman, we have found first with formal reading of defendant's constitutional rights and standing.
Forward, formal reading, enter not guilty plea on your client's behalf. There's a Zoom probable cause conference date June 9, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. for Thursday District Court in front of Judge Mechanico and Esteban.
Gentleman, client is 21 years old, lifelong resident of Detroit, no prior to my knowledge. Is employee, DoorDash is a high school grad, does go to Oakland University, lives with his grandma. This is not a fault, I respectfully ask the court to consider his personal.
Thank you. Did you see his bond or any holds?
No hold, ma'am.
Thank you. Counsel Court takes God's representation, including your client's very significant ties to the community, also the no holds, and this is non-assaultive matter, so, and the pandemic facing nation. So given the criteria facing the country at this time, composite bond in the amount of $1,000, personal bond, and no firearms while this case is pending. Is there anything further?
Nothing further.
Okay, you're all set, so you can step away from the camera. Yeah, we're just gonna revisit the bond issue, so it'll probably be new minutes for this when we're done.
Hello.
Put your mask on.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Walton, is that correct?
Can you pull the door home, please? I don't want these guys
Okay,
having my shit.
Mr. Walton?
Yes.
Mr. Walton, we're gonna
Yes,
revisit
ma'am.
your case. Stand by.
Hey, this is Attorney Marat. We're gonna do what we just discussed. I know you can't see me, but you can hear me because I don't have a screen in front of me. That's the only reason you can't see me. Now, please, I'm advising you to remain silent and let us change this bond, okay? Please do not say anything because you're being recorded and it can be used against you.
Okay, recalling case number 21044633301, People State of Michigan versus Jesse Walton. Also recalling case number 19044444601, People State of Michigan versus Jesse Walton. Counsel, again, your appearance and your representations regarding the bond argument.
Brian Marat, PA3665, on behalf of Mr. Jesse Walton, Your Honor, and as the bond, I would advise the court that Mr. Walton indicates that he is unable to post what appeared to be a nominal bond, but to him, it's not nominal, $150. He would, in fact, be held until his next court date. However, he does have a pending civil matter where he is entitled to a large settlement, and his court date is May 19. We're asking the court to consider a personal bond or personal bond with as tenders. Therefore, he would be able to be released to defend his civil court date.
Okay, thank you. Stand by. And counsel court does appreciate your office following up to provide additional information for the court to take into consideration as a part of the bond argument. Stand by. Mr. Sanford? What would be the dates on both of these? They're both in front of Bryant. What would be the dates if it's a personal bond? And then we'll just do new minutes. Sure thing.
You're in court, you wanna wait? Judge?
I'm good. Let me call it back.
Bryant. Yeah, personal bond, Bryant.
I want to show you how golfers like us.
June the 7th.
June 7th? June 7th, okay, thank you. Council, thank you. Given your representations at this time, court, the new date will be June 7th. June 7th. That's the case number 210-4463301. Cole said bond in the amount of $2,000 personal bond. And then as to case number 19044444601, court will utilize this discretion given to this court by Judge Bryant and set bond in the amount of $3,000 personal bond. Is there anything further?
Nothing further.
And also, strike that, just $3,000. Okay, as indicated on the record. Anything further?
Nothing further.
Okay, you're all set, sir. You can step away from the camera.
We're all set. Thank you. Sir,
Sir, you're all set. You can step away from the camera,
The
sir.
best possible thing that can happen.
You're all set, sir.
Please step away.
Thank you, DDC.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can I talk to him for a second?
I'll be around.
You want some juice? Big man. Want some to eat? Want some to eat? Want some to eat? All good? Y'all want some juice? We're good. He said they don't want none. He said he wants some to drink it.
Come get it. Come and get it. Hey, fuck is this? DoorDash.
Anybody in there? No, sir. What you need, Fred?
I don't even know where we're at, bro. More.
Okay, we still have Henderson, Moorer. We have Dixon and Allen, they're co-defendants, and we have Yowell. Oh, counsel, do we have an update on Maslin yet? Thank you. Hi, your name, sir?
Jimmy Moore.
Thank you. Calling case number 210-55196, People State, Michigan versus Jimmy Trayvon Moore. Counsel.
Just that on behalf of Mr. Moore with on the reading of the state's constitutional rights as stated.
Call waive the formal reading and turn not guilty plea on your client's behalf as a Zoom probable cause times day June 7, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court, followed by Zoom preliminary examination date to be determined at the 36th District Court in front of Judge King and Esteban.
Your Honor, he's 35 years old, no prior assault and criminal convictions to my knowledge, doesn't teach disability, doesn't suffer from mental illness, Your Honor, this incident. Your Honor, are you doing both of the cases?
Does Mr. Moore, I'm sorry,
I have him,
Mr. Moore?
yes, Your Honor. Are you more or more?
Okay, I'm sorry, sir, how do you spell your last name, sir?
Moore, M-O-O-R-E-R.
Moore. I think I just have one for
The other
that
one's
case.
Stephen. We've got two cases.
Okay, thank you. Got it, thank you. Got it, thank you.
Mr. Moore is received,
Oh,
according to him.
okay, Mr. Moore, it seems that you indicated to the attorneys this morning that you have a retained case. That your case is retained. Who's your attorney, sir?
J.T. Bowen.
Okay, is your attorney aware that this case is happening this morning? Because no one has checked in on this case, sir. No attorney has checked in on your case.
My mother just called them. I'm not sure what's going on, but I had to retain the regular.
Well, be advised, sir, just be advised that at this time, no one has checked in on this case. When you say just retained or that she just spoke with this attorney, to your knowledge, when was this?
Not even 20 minutes ago. I talked to another lawyer that talked to my mama that gave her the Zillow. Well, what's this? Zoom. Gave him the Zoom case number. I don't know what's going on from there.
Well, here's the thing, sir. Hang on. DDC, to your knowledge, is this time sensitive? Can it wait? We roll it over to the afternoon?
He was brought in this morning at 5:30, ma'am. Turned himself in.
Then we should, okay, thank you. Then we should have time. Here's the thing. I'm sorry, go ahead, ma'am.
And I was, of course, just gonna suggest that if he wanted us to step in for Saturday, of course.
Right. Okay, Mr. Moorer, and another option is that the attorneys who are here today, they are available if you would like to speak with them, and they can represent you just for this stage of the proceeding. The alternative is this would roll over, and we would put this off until the afternoon, and we'll see if the attorney checks in. But just be advised that unless or until either a retained attorney checks in and files their appearance, then that attorney simply has not checked in. The alternative is if you would like to go in front of camera number 2 and speak with the attorneys that are here, you're welcome to do that, and then you'll have representation today.
Yeah.
You want to speak with the attorneys that are here?
Yes.
Okay, stand by. DDC, if you could please make Mr. Moore available to camera 2, and we'll get somebody to interview him. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hi, your name, sir? Okay, and DDC, there's a co-defendant on the case, Quincy Dixon, if he's available.
Pull a little bit side by side. Right next to him, so your first and last name.
Quincy Dixon Jr.
Okay, thank you. Calling case number 210-44632. Give us a Michigan versus defendant number 1, Bernard Gregory Allen, also known as Bernard Allen, also known as Bernard Gregory Allen. And defendant number 2, strike that, also known as Quincy Grant Dixon Jr. Strike that. Ugh. Defendant number 1, Bernard Gregory Allen, also known as Bernard Allen, also known as Bernard Gregory Allen. Defendant number 2, Quincy Grant Dixon Jr., also known as Quincy Grant, also known as Quincy Dixon Grant. Counsel, your appearance, please.
Justice Shum, on behalf of the defendants, Mr. Dixon and Mr. Allen, who both waive formal reading, all understand their constitutional rights, and both stand mute, Your Honor.
Call waive the formal reading and tonight gets the on your client's behalf. There's a Zoom pretrial date set for June 7, 2020. Write that. Mr. Sanford, when you get a chance, we just need to change correctly. I think it was just a typo, like a keystroke issue right there. Both of your clients will have a Zoom probable cause, strike that, Zoom pretrial date, June 7, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to Thursday District Court in front of Judge Bryant and Esteban.
Your Honor, Mr. Allen is 20 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Detroit. He's unemployed at this moment. He's a high school grad. He lives with his mother. This is not assaultive. I'm asking for a personal bond.
Okay, thank you. DDC, I'm sorry, and then as to as to your bond argument as to your other client.
On behalf of Mr. Dixon, Your Honor, Mr. Dixon is 20 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Detroit. He has no priors to my knowledge. He's a high school grad. He lives with his grandmother. He is unemployed at this time. He does suffer from asthma. This is not assaultive. I'm respectfully asking for a personal bond.
Thank you. DDC's bond. Are there any holds on either of these gentlemen?
Oh.
Okay, thank you. All right, court is at this time, we're just getting a correction on paperwork for Mr. Allen, but as to both of your clients, as to Mr. Dixon, court will set bond in the amount of $1,000 personal bond. And also as to Mr. Allen, court will also set bond in the amount of $1,000 personal bond. Now, counsel, if the court may, this is not the most serious case in the world. However, if it is the case that your clients don't have anything else pending or anything else going on in the other courts, and this is the only thing that they're dealing with, the only thing on their plates right now, then if the opportunity comes up in the future to manage this case in the way that is best possible for them, so that this there's no record of this case showing, then they will be head and shoulders above their peers, because they need to recognize, if the court may address them directly very briefly. Okay, Mr. Allen and Mr. Dixon, just listen, okay? If it is the case that you don't have anything else going on except for this case, then will likely, you are welcome to take this case in whatever direction that you feel is best for you. However, if it is a case that neither one of you has any other cases ever, and this is the only thing in front of you, there'll be opportunities in the future for you to keep this off your record so that you do not have any record of a criminal case. Do you understand? Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so, because here's the thing. Recognize now, it may not seem like a big deal, but you need to recognize what a very rare commodity and important commodity that both of you are right now, and that you are young African-American males without a record. So if neither one of you has a record right now, you want to do everything that you can to preserve that status. Because in the future, when it comes time to either apply for a job, apply for a loan, apply for school, scholarships, or anything else that you might want to pursue in the future, even trade school, if you're filling out an application for any of those things, a question will likely come up on the application that says, have you ever been convicted of a crime, yes or no? And the answer to that question is going to make a really big deal to your future and your opportunities, because right now there are opportunities available to you that a lot of your peers that you may even know, people like this, who can't get much further, or they're very limited because they have a criminal conviction on their record. Do you understand? Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so again, this is not a big deal. This is not an assault or crime. It's not a big deal. The other reason why this is important, because the type of case, even though it's not an assault case, and it goes to the type of case and the type of charge. Again, these are allegations, but the allegation includes that an attempt, or rather an effort to be dishonest or deceitful, or to essentially tell a lie. So that also goes to the type of job that you can get. For example, if you ever want to work in a bank or be a cashier or anything where you're handling money or important information, a conviction like this can reflect badly on you because it looks like you've been deceitful in the past. You understand? So you want to present yourself as a trustworthy individuals. That's why this matters. So it's not an assaultive case. So nobody's going to give you a hard time because of that, but because of the type of case. So for two reasons: one, to make sure you don't have a conviction of anything showing anyway, and two, because of the type of charge. Because you don't want anything like this showing publicly. So if anybody ever does a public background check on you, you don't want anything like this showing up, because that way it tells people that you can't be trusted. Do you understand?
Yes.
So just keep that in mind as far as a big picture going forward, and come up with, and so if opportunities come your way where you get an opportunity to get this off your record, or at the very least, make sure that there's no public record showing, and you have an opportunity to, this leaves you free to pursue jobs and work opportunities and loans and anything like that in the future. Keep that in mind. That's the big picture. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. All right, give me when you're ready.
And do not pick up any other, make sure you come back for all of your court dates, and you keep coming back until your judge tells you that you're done with this case. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, counsel, is there anything further?
Nothing further.
You're all set, gentlemen. Step away. Good luck.
Thank you. Stand right here, Ms. Brisbane, man. Where y'all at? First and last name. Where you at?
Hi, your name, sir? Thank you. Calling. Case number 210-57841, People of Michigan versus Verdell Yowell, counsel. Call with the formal reading and turn not guilty plea on your client's behalf as a Zoom probable cause conference date June 9, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court, followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date June 16, 2021 at 9 o'clock, 36th District Court, in front of Judge Matanico and Esteban.
Your Honor, my client is 19 years old, lifelong resident of Detroit. He has no priors. He's employed doing DoorDash. He lives with his father. He's a high school grad, and he's also at Oakland Community College, and he is trying to get business management. not on probation or parole. So he's got all these wonderful, great things going for him, Your Honor. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond.
Thank you. DDC's bond, Winnie Holt.
No hold, ma'am.
Excellent. Thank you. Counsel Court takes counter representations, and your client certainly does have a lot of wonderful opportunities and things that he has going right now. The court wants to see him be able to follow those through, and also hopefully position himself in such a way that he can manage this case to the best of his ability and maintain a clear path for himself for everything that he wants to accomplish, given those elements and those pandemic facing the nation. And these are non-assault charges. Court will set bond amount of $1,000 personal bond, and no firearms while this case is pending. Do you understand, sir? No firearms while this case is pending. Do you understand, sir? Very good. You're all set, sir. You can step away from the camera. Hi, your name, sir?
Jimmy Moore.
Okay. All right. Counsel, are we ready on Mover?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Recalling case number 2105519, People State Michigan versus Jimmy Trayvon Moore. Counsel.
Justice Sharp, on behalf of the defendant Moore, who is promoting and understands the constitutional right to extend view, and I'm just going to grab this information.
So noted. Thank you. Thank you. Waive the formal reading. Sign your client mute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, court waive the formal reading and turn not guilty plea on your behalf as assumed. Trial date June 7, 2021 at 8:30 for the 36th District Court. Followed by a Zoom clinic examination date to be determined. Also at the 36th District Court in front of Judge King and as Devon.
Your Honor, Mr. Moore is 26 years old, resident of Detroit. He is employed as assembly line worker. Your Honor, he's a high school grad, living with his girlfriend. He takes care of his disabled brother. He has a 5-year-old. Your Honor, he's got great community ties and responsibilities, and hopefully he's at flight risk, Your Honor. And he's assaulted, unexpected, and of course, to consider a personal bond, Your Honor, and it's my understanding that he's also going to might have retained counsel moving forward.
So noted. Thank you. DDC's bond, there any holds?
No hold, ma'am.
Thank you. Counsel Court takes counter representations, including client significant personal and family and residential ties, as well as gainful employment in the community. Further, court takes into account that despite the charges, all of these matters are non-assaultive charges. They're allegations only. Further, court takes into account the pandemic facing the nation, and also the other criteria the court has indicated on the record regarding bond that under the Michigan Court rules as to bond. Given those elements, court will set bond the amount of $3,500 personal bond and no firearms while this case is pending. Is there anything further? You're all set, sir. You can step away from the camera.
Thank you, sir. Step on the white black line, take your hoodie off, Ryan. Let me see. I heard like good. Straight down this way.
Hi, your name, sir?
Ryan Maslin.
Okay, thank you. Counsel, are you ready on Maslin?
And Your Honor, we are ready, we just, I don't have an answer.
Well,
Forward.
here's what we can do. We can move forward, and then that way at least he's arraigned, and then we'll have dates certain if we need to revisit it again. Court is prepared to address it anytime during the day, okay? All right, recalling. Case number 20060312001, People State of Michigan versus Ryan Masson. This is a recall. We left off with, we passed on this matter because a review of the file indicates that on December 7th of 2020, Mr. Masson failed to appear for a preliminary examination date, at which time Judge King issued a capias and set binding amount of $10,000 cash surety. We passed on this matter in order to allow for your office to reach out to Judge King, because it is the case that magistrates do not have authorization to make any changes to an existing bond from any of the exam judges. And given that we're getting toward the end of the morning session for the purpose of completing his arraignment, so that at least we have something in place for the gentleman. Court at this time will continue. I'm sorry, did you wish to make a bond argument? Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Watson is 43 years old, lifelong resident of Michigan. To my knowledge, he has no prior assaulted criminal convictions. He is not employed at this moment. He does receive government assistance. He's not on probation or parole. He did get his GED, Your Honor. I respectfully ask the court to just recall this matter if we are able to change this bond to a personal bond. Your Honor.
So noted, thank you. And did you see if you have asked already, were there any holds?
No hold, ma'am.
Thank you. Counsel Court takes Scott's representation to clear that your client has very significant longstanding ties to the community. However, again, for the reasons stated, this court at this time does not have the authorization to make any changes to an existing bond from an exam judge. So in the event that at this time it would be $10,000 cash surety, in the event that your office does hear from Judge King and there's any change to the bond or conditions of bond, then we're certainly ready to recall the case and revisit it. Is there anything further? Okay, you're all set, sir. You can step away from the camera. Let the date reflect it's going to be May 17, probable cause conference date, May 17, 2021 at 8:30 at the Thursday District Court, followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date, May 24, 2021 at 9 o'clock in front of Judge King. At this time, we're concluded. Okay, next is Leonard Henderson.
Leonard Henderson
And then
will
we'll
be
be-
leaving at like 3:35. I believe we just got.
Okay, then I think that's just, we have one person with 2 files on the women's side. We'll see on the women's side, sir. Thank you. Mr. Sanford, quick question. This particular, if I do personal bonds on both of these, they're actually in front of 2 different judges. Yeah. But they would be the same date. If I did a personal bond, it would be the same date, but in front of 2 different judges. Is that a problem, or do we need to change the date on one? Yeah, I was about to look. I was going to see if I could find the. I was trying to find the charges on this one. But I get on camera. have to finish, we have to look into some paperwork for yours before we get to it. Stand by. Oh, girl, here it is. It's a misdemeanor, so here's the thing. One of them was a felony, one was a misdemeanor, but if we do, if it's lawyer, well, it's gonna be one day we'd have to change on one of them.
Right.
So, I know this one would take, I mean, this one has it's the higher priority because it's a felony, but this one was a capious, a misdemeanor.
Okay, I'll change the misdemeanor.
Okay, stand by. Okay, use that. Okay, council, we're on the record. We're gonna do the felony first before we do the misdemeanor capious. Calling case number 210-57842, People State Michigan versus Ruby Louise Moore, also known as Ruby Moore. Council.
Judge, on behalf of the defendant Moore, who, Your Honor, I would ask the court to read the charges on this matter further, Your Honor, because I believe they were added after we interviewed her.
Okay, so noted. As to case number 210-57842, People State Michigan versus Ruby Louise Moore, she is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. It is a 5-year felony. Count 2, possession or sale of a taser is a felony, penalty 4 years with an habitual offender second offense notice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Waiving the formal balance of the reading and entering a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Thank you. The court waived the formal reading, entering a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. It's going to be a Zoom probable cause conference date, June 7, 2021 at 8:30 for the 36th District Court, followed by a preliminary examination date, May 24, 2020. Strike that. Strike that. Zoom probable cause conference date, June 7, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court. Zoom preliminary examination date to be determined, and that will be in front of Judge Archer. And then also calling case number 17045262201. People State of Michigan versus Ruby Moore. This one was a misdemeanor assaultive case. Let the record reflect that your client failed to appear for a final pretrial on April 11, 2019, at which time Judge King issued a capious and set bond amount of $1,000 cash surety. However, this case has since been assigned to Judge Bryant, and this court does have the authority to make changes to existing bonds out of her court. So what the court will do is set date for June 8, 2021 in front of Judge Bryant, and as to bond, please, as to both.
Your Honor, Ms. Moore is 35 years old, lifelong resident of Detroit, has no prior assaultive criminal convictions to my knowledge, does receive disability, not on probation or parole. Your Honor, she does suffer from mental illness. It's my understanding that she was ordered to do 10 anger management classes, and that the case would give to 10. According to my client, she did those classes, and she sent in the paperwork. Not quite sure what happened after that, Your Honor, but we did explain to her that the case is only over when the court tells you it's over. So she is going to be on top of that now, Your Honor. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider that personal.
Thank you. Did you see the bond or any hold?
One hold out of 41 and one hold out of 31st.
Thank you. Council Court takes counter representations, and the court also appreciates you proactively addressing the one matter that was adjudicated, and also explain to her that she does need to attend and come back to court until her judge tells her that she is completely done with the case and the matter is completely closed. As it relates to case number 210-57842, court will set bond in the amount of $3,000 personal bond and no firearms or weapons while this case is pending. As to case number 170-452-6201, given this court's authorization that it has from Judge Bryant's courtroom, court will set bond in the amount of $5,000 personal bond. Is there anything further?
Nothing further.
Okay, you're all set, ma'am. You step away from the camera. DDC, thank you. We'll see you at 2:30. Yes, sir.